Hi. We get a quick meeting like this. Hi, I'm John Zukowski. I am a small Prince George business owner, 2 businesses, and I'm running for seat City Council for 2026 for Prince George. Why am I doing that? Well, it's the second run for me. First run was in 2022. And yes, I have to give a hat tilt to the 3,440 people that bothered to vote for me in that election. I appreciate it, and your effort is not going to go unheeded. I'm running because we need serious change in Prince George. We need change on council. For 2 administrations at least, we've gotten nowhere. A lot of talk, but always blocking. A 3-6 block doesn't serve the people of Prince George, nor does biding to the will of administration time and again. So I'm running because you need an active voice in City Council. We've got 2 councillors already that are already trying their best to bring attention to specific issues. We have a mayor that tried but was blocked on many initiatives that he was trying to get through. That needs to change. The voting bloc needs to shuffle. There are some people that have, in my opinion, overstayed their welcome on council. They need to move along. When you're not listening to the people, then you're not doing your job. It's okay to show up at civic events and public gatherings, glad hand and make nice, but at the end of the day, there's work that needs to be done, and that work needs to be done in the council chambers. I've released on my website my 4 pillars. Pillar 1 is already released. Pillar 2 is going to be coming out in a day or so. 3 and 4 following shortly after. We're getting down to the wire coming up to the election. We're still in August, tail end of August, and work needs to be done. So far, out of some of the platforms that I've seen and some of the websites I've seen, I'm about the only candidate that has any information out there. Solid information. Information that voters are supposed to know to help you make a decision. My website's been up for, I would say 8 months. Shortly into as soon as we got into the new year, I re-released it and put out the pillars and the position. The goal with the website was to give you information so that you know exactly what the responsibilities of a city councillor happen to be and what the municipality is responsible for, and then what the responsibility of the provincial government is to the municipality. This is all information that, if you want to dig and go into the provincial government website, you can thrash your way through it. I've condensed it on my website to make it very simple. It's 1 page. You go through, it tells you what the responsibility of a councillor is, the CAO, the Chief Administrative Officer, that would be the city manager, and what the responsibilities of the mayor is. And then it goes down to municipal responsibilities. Then it flows down to provincial responsibilities. That's important. You need to know, is we have people commenting online about things that are outside of the city's legislated mandate. When I say legislated, I mean the rules that a municipality has to follow. We're not supposed to stray out of those, and the province isn't supposed to stray out of their responsibilities. But as you've discovered, as well as I have, the province loves to stray out of their responsibilities. So I'm running because, well, we've had 6 people pulling in different directions, but pulling together to stop us from getting what we need in Prince George. And that's accountability, reasonable taxes, law and order, and community safety. Now, everybody, there'll be a few people that'll pipe up and say, ooh, hang on, law and order, that's federal. Well, yes, it is federal, but the city is responsible to provide policing, emergency services, water, sewer, utilities, and roads. So it falls within the municipal mandate that they have to provide policing. Now it's under the RCP contract, but there are options. We can do things under legislation for the municipality. So that means we can have bylaws officers, we can have community safety officers, which is one bump above a bylaw officer. They would be basically municipal constables, special constables under provincial legislation. And their job would be to assist the RCMP in providing traffic control, safety, community services, alarm response, a lot of the mundane stuff that we just don't have the RCMP staffing to handle right now. So we handle that with our community safety officers. That's one of the pillars I'm pushing for, because having more eyes on the street that have legislated powers granted by the province means that we can have effective policing. That's not saying we're getting rid of the RCMP. Don't go there. We're not getting rid of the RCMP. What we're doing is freeing them up to be able to do more of what they should be doing. That is investigating crime, dealing with our drug issues, going after the criminal element that have decided to stake a claim in Prince George. We'll let them deal with that stuff, and our community safety officers will look after alarm response, public safety issues, community block watch, integration. There's a lot we can do without costing us a whole lot of money. We get 2 CSO officers, 2 community safety officers for the price of 1 RCMP constable. 1 RCMP constable is about $200,000 a year. That easily covers the wages for a properly equipped and trained community safety officer going through the community areas and the neighborhoods and ensuring public safety. Eyes on the street make a difference. They're a deterrent. And if we don't turn around and do something proactive on our own, we're going to be in the same vicious circle of being asked for more money time and again. 36% of the city's budget, that's the total budget for the year, goes into policing. That's an awful lot of money. So if we turn around and take all the wasted time calls, they're still important, but they're a lower level priority call. If we take those off the table from the RCMP, that allows them to be more proactive in dealing with the true violent crime, street disorder, drug dealing, human trafficking, whatever the issue happens to be. That falls into the RCMP's mandate. Our CSOs will work in concert with them to assist them, whether it's traffic control or vehicle infractions, all of that. That's all self-funding. That helps pay for them being out on the street. And they are under the control of the city. So we have a a situation where crime grows in a certain neighborhood, the city can turn around and direct the CSOs to focus in on that area, do more patrols, interact more with the neighborhoods, find out what the problems are, and if it needs to, it could be escalated to the RCMP, but only after the CSOs have turned around and had a look and seen if it needs to be escalated. Maybe the simple buildup of added vehicles and uniforms in the street will help settle down the issues we're having. Yes, in the Heritage area and many areas of the city, we have got the homeless population wandering around and setting up camp. Well, our community has rules, and that's common courtesy among others. And wandering around into somebody's yard or into somebody's neighborhood and being disruptive is not conducive to having a happy neighborhood. So we get the opportunity with our CSOs to go in, find out where these folks are. If they need services, they will be directed towards those services, or those services will be contacted on their behalf. But they're not going to be floating around in residential neighborhoods, because that equates to they don't have a home there, they don't have business being there. So there'll be a lot of, I might get some pushback, but you know what? Somebody has to come out and say it. And I seem to be the only one saying it. If you don't own a house in an area and you're not visiting somebody there with an address, you don't need to be there. So, I'm John Zukowski. Website is Zukowski.city, www.zukowski.city. I am your force for change for the blue-collar folks, the mom and pops, the families trying to make ends meet. I need your vote, October 17th. Thank you.